Welcome to the folks who are trickling in. Today is um, June 2nd, 2025. It is currently 10:38 a.m. where I am in the UK. So it is 5 hours into the future from America. So I'm here to deliver some news from the future and share some headlines that will be important today. So just to jump right in, I'm Sophie of standwithsophie.com, where I provide survival guides, live trainings, secure comms, and so much more. So, because I'm fortunate enough to have escaped the United States and I live in the UK, I'm 5 hours into America's future. And so, if you happen to still be stuck there, you might want to know some of the headlines that are going to be important today. So, that's where I come in. So, today in the Fourth Reich, marks day 104 that a Black woman, Adriana Smith, who was declared brain dead in February, is still being kept on life support against her family's wishes in order to basically keep her as an incubator for her now 23-week-old fetus. It's gotten to the point where, again, people who've seen the show before know that my daughter, this little one right here, was born at 23 weeks. And so it's at that point where they've actually gotten this baby to technically to viability. Now the fetus has had hydrocephaly and fluid on its brain and things like that. I don't know how functional this child is going to be, but they have successfully gotten this baby to viability. And that's horrible and horrifying and disgusting, especially because it's against the family's wishes. The family's going to have to continue to pay for all of this. It's devastating because, again, this baby was born at 23 weeks and we were in the hospital for 4 months. This is her, she's completely healthy now. We had a bunch of challenges with her eyes and her heart and her lungs and things while she was, of course, basically completing her gestation outside of the womb. But it's absolutely, hey, Gracie, thanks for joining. I know I see you can't stay long, but I appreciate you popping in. Yeah, again, just giving some headlines of the day because, again, I am 5 hours into the future. And so wanted to share some things that might become important for folks in America. Navy says nonsense. Not too sure what is nonsense about a woman being forced to be a incubator for her baby when she's brain dead. That is nonsense. I agree with you there. And that's still going on. It's pretty terrible. Whoopi Goldberg, thank you. Oh my gosh. She pulled Ted Danson, so I'll take that as the highest compliment. I love him. Let's see. We survived his first term, so yes, I agree. Nonsense. Okay, good. That's great. Oh, I guess you're referring to the imagery I have here. I don't understand how anybody thinks that we're not in the Fourth Reich, but carry on. If you're happy and content with everything that's going on in America, this is not the show for you. But okay. If you're just wanting to know some headlines that are going to be important to you, then stick around. Otherwise, peace. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for the engagement. I appreciate the internet points. Anybody who's happy with what you're seeing, certainly keep tapping, follow, and everything. If not, then peace. This is just not the place for you. But just to continue talking about some of the headlines that are going to be important to you, because again, I live in the UK, so I am 5 hours into the future for America. Missed a big story. Sorry, just want to shoehorn this in. 4 days ago, the Court of International Trade banned Trump's tariffs, said that they were unconstitutional. Almost immediately, they had a federal appeals court strike or put on hold that decision. And so while the case is being moved up, I'm sure, soon to the Supreme Court and still being adjudicated. The tariffs are back on, so it's like Wayne's World, like car, all right, and now it's game on. So just wanted to let you know that that's happening. There that will have real ramifications on the markets as they open today. So they were, especially the futures, were expected to rise precipitously, but I don't know what that's going to look like now, considering that not only are the tariffs, the ban on the tariffs are on hold, but that, again, we don't know what's going to happen once the case itself is being appealed up to, I'm sure, the Supreme Court. So just keep an eye on that. Unfortunately, in Colorado, there was an attack, a firebombing against people who were advocating for his Ray Heli hostages in Gaza. And so, just to give a little bit more detail on that, it looks like on Sunday afternoon, an attacker used an incendiary device, a Molotov cocktail is what it's sounding like, in Colorado. Let's see, this was in Boulder. The suspect was in custody. Looks like about 11 people were injured with burns, but nobody was killed, thank goodness. And yeah, it's something that they did regularly. It was a group called Run for Their Lives, I believe. Yeah, Run for Their Lives. So that's really unfortunate. I think this is unfortunately going to set fuel to the fire. I think we recently had his Ray Heli students who were pew-pewed recently. I know this isn't like some kind of coordinated attack, but I want you guys to keep your eyes open with this kind of stuff because, we had we had Pearl Harbor for World War II. We had 9/11 for the whole Iraq War. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something major on the horizon for America, and so just want to, I don't know if they're testing the waters with some of these minor incidents that we're seeing against, like, especially the Gaza situation, but these kind of things just set off red flags for me when it comes to just be prepared for what could potentially happen if they're wanting us to be more involved as a country and as a military force in some of these proxy wars and foreign wars that are happening. So these things, again, they just shoot up some red flags for me. I don't know, but that's kind of where I'm at. Run for public office. Oh, let's see. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm missing some comments. I wouldn't expect a person like you to understand. Navy, I don't understand what that means. A person like me, like I'm a Black woman, you think I wouldn't understand why we're not following the path of history that is very obviously being laid out before us? I don't understand what you're saying. Again, Navy, I don't know if you're still here, but thanks for hanging out. This doesn't sound like the place for you, but you're more than welcome to stick around. Awkward says, if you're in the UK, then stop complaining about our politics. No. He also says, run for public office if you think you could do better. Otherwise, stop complaining. Sweetheart, there's no more running for public office. Do you not understand that America is done? It's done. Like, people are like, oh, when the midterms, there's not going to be any midterms. There's not going to, like, what are we talking about? Democrat stupidity. I am not a Democrat. How dare you? Oh my gosh, Glenn, come on now. But yeah, so just to keep going with some headlines that are important to watch out for today if you're in America, because again, I live in the UK, so I'm 5 hours into the future. So just giving you a heads up on things that could be important. So we talked about the firebombing in Colorado. We talked a little bit about Adriana Smith and how she is still being held on life support, which is disgusting. Another really sad situation, unfortunately, Charlotte Fosgate. was a 17-year-old trans girl who unalived herself recently. And the reason I want to lift that up is because I haven't seen that really being shared in the news, and it brought out the worst in people. Like she was on some kind of skyway bridge area, and she made a social media post that said "long way down" before things escalated to the next step. And people have been saying the most disgusting and foul things on that post, like celebrating the fact that she did what she did next. And I just think that's deplorable. So I wanted to share her name, Charlotte Fosgate, and just mention to anybody who's out there who's trans or just suffering from depression or bullying or any kind of situation where you feel like you're not loved or not seen. I love you. I see you. And please don't do anything to yourself. We want you here. You are needed. You are loved. I am always going to fight for you. Happy Pride. This is absolutely, a beautiful place with beautiful people and beautiful souls who want you to be here. So I know you see some things that are, negative on social media. A lot of times, just disconnect. Find your tribe, even if it's not your blood family. There are people who will welcome you and love you, and I am definitely one of them. I will always fight for my trans brothers and sisters, my intersex brothers and sisters, my ace arrow brothers and sisters, my pan, bi, gay, lesbian brothers and sisters. We are all family. And so just always going to put that out there. My platform started as Sex with Sophie. And you can still go there, have all my stuff up, podcast, everything, where we really wanted to share the lives of people who walk different, walks and have a different sexual life. And so, just as many people as I've talked to who have very different lifestyles than mine, the one through line is that we're all fucking human beings. We all bleed the same. We all poop. We all want to be happy. And so just stripping away all the BS and, it just kind of brings it into focus that this girl was 17 years old, and because people couldn't accept this one part of her life, even though she might have been a dancer and a student, she was definitely someone's daughter. She has this whole other life to her, and that's just completely gone now because people were so hyper focused on this one aspect of her, and in such a negative way that she internalized it to the point that she took her own life. Like that is the pinnacle of sadness and unnecessary BS to me. So yeah, I just wanted to lift her up. So Charlotte Fosgate, everybody, if you can just keep her and her family in your thoughts, I think that would be amazing. Just to continue on, again, happy Pride, everybody. It's Pride Month, and it's gay outside, y'all. So just, put your rainbow umbrellas up. A federal judge has blocked the Trump administration from revoking the temporary protected status of roughly 5,000 Venezuelans who are in the U.S. So that's pretty crazy. It's just the latest in the long line of judicial battles that Trump and his administration are facing. The reason I'm kind of lifting this one thing up is because it's like it's the latest in a series of like a dozen different decisions that have been made recently. Oh my gosh, thank you guys. I've seen some. Keep tapping if you're happy with with what you're seeing here. Again, we're just kind of sharing the news that is expected to be important today in America, because I live in the UK, so I'm 5 hours into the future. Just kind of giving you a heads up for your morning. And again, rambling a little bit just because the last story about Charlotte Fosgate just makes me so sad, especially in light of how beautiful this month is supposed to be. But again, moving on to Trump and his judicial battles. We talked about how it's day 104 that Adriana Smith is being used as a human incubator, even though she's brain dead. I don't even know what day it is for the poor people who were stuck in an El Salvadorian prison. I need to look that up because it's been months now, what, 3-4 months now. So yeah, it's pretty crazy how we're still arguing about this. If this doesn't tell you that we're very close to following in this guy's footsteps, I don't know what does. The fact that we are still arguing, we're still debating this about whether we can mess with people's temporary protected status, whether we can go after people who have green cards and who are effectively nationals. It's just insane to me. So that's what's happening with that. Another interesting tidbit to look out for that I just think is really, really reflective of Donald Trump in a nutshell. So the director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, is exploring ways to revamp the president's daily briefings, including a video version made to look and feel like Fox News. So I don't know if you all know, but Donald Trump can't read. He is functionally illiterate. So this is just fueling that fire for me that we have an illiterate president. And it's insane to me. So the fact that this woman, because she knows that Donald Trump can't read and doesn't read or even have read to him the daily briefings that he's supposed to receive from national intelligence, she's now going to coddle this man further and make him actual Fox News-esque video versions of the reports so that he will actually see them. It's insane. That's not true. Okay, show me him reading well at any given function. Doesn't he pride himself on not reading? I don't read teleprompters. Aren't you happy to have a president who doesn't read teleprompters? No, I'm not. You think H-Man and Trump are the same? Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think they're exactly the same, but we're absolutely following in his footsteps. I think he's stupider. I don't think he's as smart. And I don't think H-Man was smart. So that should tell you something, but yeah, I do. Um, let's see. A federal judge. Okay. So another piece of news that I haven't seen much, but I think is extraordinary. Greta Thunberg and a Game of Thrones star, Liam Cunningham, are taking a boat from Italy to Gaza in order to bring some humanitarian aid and try to break through the blockade that they've had on humanitarian aid for the people of Gaza. And this comes after a recent attack from Israel onto the people of Gaza just over the weekend, I believe. So let's see. It looks like there were several deaths. I don't know if I can say that word. Um, yeah, dozens are feared unalived after his Ray heli forces opened fire on a group receiving aid in Gaza. Awful. And this is where I keep getting banned, so I don't want to keep talking about uh, that part of the world, but suffice it to say, yeah, he's Netanyahu is also. So yeah, sucks. But those are the big headlines of the day. Another thing that, if we want to end on some positive news, Ukraine claimed a huge victory. I think a huge W today. They had a massive drone strike in Russia. They hit 41 different targets, and I think they're just trying to let Russia know, like, hey, we're still in this. We're still coming right back at you. I think they're on the precipice of having some peace talks in Istanbul, it looks like. So who knows if that'll move any needles, but I think Russia actually initiated this one. And so that's a good sign, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? But it looks like even with them moving into some additional peace talks, nobody's moving on what it is that they actually want. And so who knows if it'll be effective, but that's a good sign. So, the thing is, if Trump can make that happen, great. excellent. It's like people think we don't want him to succeed. We wish he would do better. We wish he would have some success and stop these wars that he said he would stop in a day. I don't know why people thought that was going to happen. Um, we wish that he would make the economy better. It'd be awesome if he did the things he said he was going to do, but he's not. What's your opinion about Job Corps? Yeah, that's terrible. That's one of the ways that people who are in areas that don't have good economic mobility were able to get like job training. It was a very good program for people who were in lower income areas, for minorities and DEI people. So I thought that was really sad to hear about Job Corps being terminated. I'm sure he can read. You should read. What should I read? Like, what are you reading? I'd love to know what books are on your nightstand. Always happy to get some Rex. And you don't think that we will have midterms? No, I don't. You can record this and play it back after they actually successfully have some midterm elections and tell me how wrong I am. I would love to be wrong. But yeah, that's one of the first things this guy did is he canceled elections, and so I again we're lockstep with literally everything else he's doing. So I can't imagine that we're not gonna see that happen as well. So yeah, I'm not I'm not banking on I'm not banking on even worrying about trying to get my overseas absentee ballot. I just don't think that's gonna happen. Again, absolutely hope it does. Wishing for the best. I wish he was the man that MAGA thinks he is, but I think he's just more along these lines, and he's showing us that every day with everything he's doing. So it sucks and it's sad, but that's just the facts. And if you follow that, but that's just the facts. Um, and if you follow my show at all, like follow me, tippy tap, if you are liking what you're seeing. Share this. I am coming on daily every morning just to share some of the headlines that you can expect to see. No, again, we have a whole 30-minute thing where we literally just line by line compare how these two guys are similar, even from just how they were parented, their beliefs, the people they have around them, of course, the historical practices that they are doing, their love of criminality, their attacks on media and journalists. Literally, it's the same. Where do you think fake news came from? Where do you think the whole idea of sending people to a foreign country and renditioning them to a foreign country so that they can be essentially tortured there outside of your legal bounds, that started with him. You think Auschwitz is in Germany? It's in Poland. So if you're not seeing the connections, I don't know what to say. Again, you can look back at my play. I have plenty of shows that show the comparison. um Even just again, like they both had dads who were domineering, who had young mothers who were just doormats, but coddled their kids as best they could. Very Christian centered um, mothers. Just really, really, it's kind of crazy, really, how similar they are. And those aren't opinions. I'm not making that up. I mean, again, you can look at history. Very easy to do. MAGA's opinion of Trump is we think he is great. Awesome. I'm glad that you feel that way. What's funny is we actually had a new study that came out that looked at fMRIs of far right, like I think they called them authoritarians, like far right authoritarians, or people who were like okay with far right authoritarianism. And they also looked at far left authoritarianism, like people who espouse those beliefs. And they looked at their brains, and it shows that people who have these extremist beliefs literally have smaller frontal cortexes, which controls things like empathy, compassion, controls things um, like theory of mind, being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes or to understand how someone else might feel or think in a particular situation. Um, of course, reasoning, control of base functions, things like that. So people who are MAGA, people who are pro Trump, they're literally dumb. You're literally physically, your brain is atrophied in places that normal people would, again, empathize or have compassion for others or be able to understand how others can experience the world. And so, yeah, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. I don't blame you, but you are stupid. Sorry. So that's that. Let's just recap the news of the day for folks who are interested in just knowing what might be important as you traverse your day in the Fourth Reich. So again, hi, I'm Sophie of standwithsophie.com, where I provide survival guides, live trainings, secure comms, and so much more. Because I was fortunate enough to escape the United States. And since I live in the UK now, I am 5 hours into your future. So if you happen to still be stuck in America, I'm sorry, but at least you can know what to expect for your day. So this means that I can also accurately share the news that you can expect to see, and I can't be disappeared for doing it. So yeah, today in the Fourth Reich marks day 104 that a Black woman, Adriana Smith, who was declared brain dead in February, is still being kept on life support against her family's wishes in order to incubate her now 23-week-old fetus. Advocates for his heli hostages in Gaza were injured in a Colorado attack in Boulder. There was a fire bombing. The suspect has been apprehended. Charlotte Fosgate, a 17-year-old trans girl who took her own life. She posted on social media, and that post that she shared has received just the most insane commentary that was celebrating her unaliving, and that's disgusting to me. In light of that, there's reports of multiple families of transgender children who are literally leaving the United States or planning to leave as a result of the climate in this country. A federal judge has blocked the Trump administration from revoking the temporary protected status of roughly 5,000 Venezuelans who are in the United States. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard is exploring ways to revamp the daily briefings into more video versions, like Fox News reports, because Trump can't read. Greta Thunberg and Game of Thrones star Liam Cunningham are traveling by boat from Italy to Gaza to share humanitarian aid and try to break the blockade from his Ray hell. I love her comment. No thanks. I love her comment about it. She said that the moment that we stop trying is when we lose our humanity. And no matter how dangerous this mission is, because they have been bombed, like the whole front of the boat was damaged. It's going to take them about 5 more days. It's a 7-day trip in total to get there. But she says, no matter how dangerous this mission is, it's not even near as dangerous as the silence of the entire world in the face of the live streamed genocide. Powerful. Ukraine claims a massive drone strike where they've hit 41 military targets in Russia, which is awesome. And finally, happy Pride. It's also BLM month, so happy Black Lives Matter month. I didn't know that. Yeah, so that's it. So we'll see you tomorrow for more news in the Fourth Reich. And yeah, I'm Sophie of standwithsophie.com. So make sure you follow, subscribe, and come back tomorrow. And thanks so much for your comments and your engagement. I really appreciate it. I think I missed some just to kind of pop back in. I'm so sorry. Trump the goat. He is a goat. Isn't that the symbol of the devil? Yeah. Um, let's see. Oh my gosh. Well, I am 55. Goodness, I missed quite a bit. Well, I'm 55 and I don't have babies sleeping on me. I don't know what that means. Thanks for the follow. This is the best this country has been in years. For you, maybe. That's awesome. All right, yeah. I see some folks talking to each other. That's nice. I hope you've made some connections with each other. But yeah, I'm gonna pop on out. Thanks so much for your time today, guys. We'll see you tomorrow morning for Today in the Fourth Reich.